A cloudy and rainy day paving its way to a dark night here in New Lexington. The Rock is rocking. Playoff football in Perry County in full swing. Tonight, a much-anticipated rematch from Week 1 as the Fairfield Union Falcons are back at Jim Rockwell Stadium to take on the 9-1 New Lexington Panthers. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast alongside Ted Snyder, Coach Doug Clifford. Fellas, this is what playoff football is all about. You hear the commotion out there right now. A full community invested in their team. Only one loss on the season. A fantastic year for New Lexington football. And Ted, I want to start with you. We were here in Week 1. We saw these two teams play. Yep. What are your takeaways heading in just this much longer into the year?
Well, this is a much different football team than we saw Week 1, talking about the Fairfield Union Falcons. So these two regularly play Week 1. They've played each Week 1 for the past several years, and Fairfield Union hasn't won this matchup since 2018.
Right.
New Lex has won 7 straight, so they got to be careful here.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team twice, especially a team that's won 5 in a row down the stretch. So you're looking at Fairfield Union. They've beat good teams down that stretch as well.
Yes, they did. Dylan, they played Circleville and beat them 6-3. I asked their head coach, who got the double in the 8th inning to win the game. But they beat 4 or 5 teams, and 4 of them had winning records. And the teams that beat them have a grand total of 7 losses on the season, and I think they're all still alive.
Yep.
They at least made the playoffs. So they've played a pretty good schedule.
Yep. Started the year 2-4, finished 5-0.
Yes.
So they're hitting their stride at the right time. We have some stats to show you about this matchup and how these two teams have fared so far this year. And you can take a look at that graphic right here on your screen. 7-4 for Fairfield Union, but 5 straight. That's definitely something you want to mention. Touchdown-wise, they're able to score. They have, forced fumbles, turnovers. Both of these teams have been very consistent in what they've done. So when you see these numbers, Ted, what's one thing that stands out to you?
Well, I think New Lexington obviously has the more diverse offense. I think Kevin Board's one of the best at not being predictable offensively. He can run any play out of any down and distance, any spot on the field. Where the Fairfield Union Falcons, they're a run-first, run-heavy offense. They want to set up the play action off the run. But if they cannot establish that run early, they're going to force them out of their comfort zone, just like the Panthers did Week 1.
And we are just over 2 minutes away from kickoff here. We're going to send things down to Sam Rupp, who's caught up with head coach Kevin Board.
I'm Sam Rupp. I'm here with Coach Board out on the field. And, Coach, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Fairfield Union, your Week 1 opponent, you beat them by 20 last time. What's different about them this time around?
They're much more aggressive. They're much more confident. They started out the year with a lot of brand new guys. Last year they graduated a senior class that started nearly everywhere for them. So Week 1 they're very inexperienced. So now they've played a whole season. They've got a lot more experience under their belt. That's the biggest thing. They're just much more experienced, much more disciplined with what they're doing.
Fairfield Union is a very run-heavy team from what I understand. What is our offense going to be able to do with a team that likes to chew the clock a lot?
We've got to score when we have the opportunity to score. If we can put the ball in the end zone, that's going to put pressure on them to not have to hold the ball. They're going to have to do some things that's unconventional to them. So if we can put up points and not let them chew up 8 minutes at a time, we're going to be good. Right? We got to score, get a couple of stops.
Well, so what's going to be the biggest difference maker tonight?
Penalties and turnovers. It's penalties and turnovers. We got to limit our penalties, limit our turnovers, and create a couple turnovers on the other side. These guys won last week. They had two turnovers inside the 10 that led directly to scores. So we've got to maintain the possession of the football. We've got to score on opportunities that we have the scores, and obviously we want to win the turnover battle.
Well, Coach, you had a bye week last week. What did you do last week to kind of prepare for this game? I mean, you had 2 weeks to prepare for this Week 12 game.
We just focused on us for a week. We didn't know which team we were going to get. Both were very evenly matched, and so it was very difficult to project who was going to win that. So we really didn't focus schematically Week 1 or Week 11. This week we focus a lot more on what they do. So like I said, schematically we're ready to go with what they've got. I'm sure they've got a couple of plays up their sleeve that we haven't seen, a couple of twists and things, but we're familiar with what they do, and we've had 2 good weeks to really focus on us and to make sure that we're the best version of us that we can be.
All right, well, we appreciate it, Coach. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Sam.
And we are back here just under about 10 seconds away from kickoff. New Lexington will receive, and they will try to go down and score first here in this matchup. Something they did in their meeting back in Week 1. They like to go for 2 after that first score, so something to keep in mind there as well.
Yeah, New Lex set the tone early in that game and got up multiple scores, which really forced the hand of the Falcons, forced them a little bit out of their offensive comfort zone. And if similar things happen tonight, I like the chances of the Panthers. But Panthers a week off due to a bye last week. Their last game, Week 10, their first and only loss on the season to Sheridan, and I'm not sure that's a bad thing to get you refocused and motivated for the postseason. What are your thoughts on that, Coach?
We are underway right here. It's a little kick on the ground, fielded about the 19-yard line. There's a little bit, and the ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by New Lexington, traveling past the 45. So a negative thing you think about turns into a big positive game for the Panthers.
It was Terrell King on the return who put the football on the ground, luckily recovered by a Panther.
Hudson Garner, freshman. Man. No, as far as the last game, no.
No?
I don't. I would.
I want to get your thoughts on having 2 weeks to prepare for an opponent instead of one.
You know, that would. I asked Kevin Board that this week. It would have driven me crazy.
Yeah.
So pistol formation here, positive field position for the Panthers as Ratliff will turn around and hand to his tailback. That's Paul Stenson blown up behind the line of scrimmage.
Stinson had a lot of trouble finding running room in the first matchup against these two teams. He really struggled. It was Terrell King. They found a lot of success on the outside, the stretch plays and the toss sweeps. That's where New Lexington had their most success running.
This is a 4-4 defense, cover 3 zone most of the time. And this is the defense that the defensive coordinator played as a high school football player for his father, Dan Johnson, at Liberty Union. So he knows this defense very well.
Lane Ratliff will go right back to Stenson. Rather, it's a quarterback keeper to the outside. Good pursuit by the Falcons, and he's just able to get back to the initial line of scrimmage.
I think that's more of a quarterback escape.
Yeah.
And I think defensively is where this Falcons team hangs their hat. They rely on their defense to keep the game close and give them an opportunity in the second half.
Well, Dylan, I thought last week that Sheridan definitely won the line of scrimmage, and I was stunned at that. As many times as I've seen New Lexington play, I was surprised. Right now, it looks like
they're going to give this one to King to the outside. He's got some space.
There it is.
And he's got speed. He's also got the first down. So a positive play there on third down, picks up the first, and that'll move the chains.
And that's exactly where they had success against this defense in week 1. Terrell King ran wild in the second half. I think he had about 60 or 70 yards rushing.
Well, that's the weakness of the 4-4. You have 8 guys in the box. If you get outside the box, you get one block on the perimeter, you're loose.
So a first down here for the Panthers. They motion King, and they look his way. Ratliff's going to check down across the middle. Great play design. Taken across the 30, and a juke at the 20. Cutting back inside, all the way to the end zone.
Goodbye.
Tyson Spicer, and it's New Lex striking first.
I tell you what, Tyson Spicer does special things in the open field with the football in his hands.
If he's lightning in a jar, he broke that jar in week 1. He's been loose ever since.
Yeah, we're going to get another look at this special run right here. He just,
whoop, whoop, whoop,
I mean, at least a half a dozen different Falcons had an opportunity to make the tackle and were unable to, and Spicer just does that in the open field.
Great call, middle screen against a team that really wants to get to your quarterback. That's one of the biggest sucker plays in the game.
So here is that 2-point conversion. They will hand to Stetson. Stetson across the middle, and he is going to be short. So an unsuccessful 2-point try here, as it is a 6-0 Panthers score.
Panthers have a real luxury of having 3 backs that they can lean on at any time. You know, we saw Terrell King bust one, but Stinson and Colton Mathias are kind of the hammers. They're going to run between the tackles, whereas they're probably going to try to get King on the edge.
Well, you're exactly right, Ted. I mean, they have so many weapons, and the key ingredient to all those weapons is speed.
Mm-hmm.
Even Stinson, if he gets loose in the secondary, he can take it to the house almost from anywhere.
He sure can. We talked about this weeks ago, Coach, and maybe the most impressive thing about this New Lex team is their depth.
Yes.
You know, if something happens to a player, it's next man up mentality.
So a big score on this opening drive. Only, less than 2 minutes off the clock. So, the ball was on the ground, and then they were able to advance it with, be able to jump right back on the ball. You had a third down converted, and then you find your way to the end zone. So a lot of things you would think would be negative turned into a positive here for New Lex on that opening drive.
Sure did. Now we're going to see the Panther defense, which is, in my opinion, the most impressive unit. As good as their offense is, this defense is lights out, and they're good at every level. They can rush the passer, they can tackle the ball carrier, and they can pass coverage on the back end. There's no weakness in this defense.
I agree 100%. It's one of the best defenses I've ever seen in this conference.
So it's a little bit of a pooch kick over to about the 40, and they'll just fall down about the 38-yard line. So good field position here for Fairfield Union as they try to set their offense up.
Well, the kickoff for New Lexington has been one of the most mysterious things. I thought about calling Fox Mulder and see if he could find out what's going on with this thing. They kick it on its side, they pooch kick it, they kick it deep. I would hate to be the special teams coordinator for an outfit trying to figure out what they're going to do on the kickoff. All right, here we go. Look at that. Could be a running game coming at us, boys.
Yeah, we saw the combination of quarterback Dean Clark and Lane Martindale all in week 1. And this will be a handoff to the other tailback here, as that is Brady Andrews on the carry. Able to get a few yards there, maybe 1.
It was Lane Martindale in that first matchup who had the most success, especially in that second half. They just were unable to score once they got down to the red zone.
Well, you said they must have made an adjustment at halftime because they were stuffed in the first half, and in the second half, they went up and down the field.
They found something they liked on the left-hand side of their line. They were running stretch and tosses to the left side and a counter back to the B-gap between the left guard and left tackle.
And this is a bad snap. And just falling on it is Clark, as that really was a bad play there on second down. So a third down and long.
This Fairfield Union team defeated Heath a week ago, 22-3. That was their first playoff win since 2001.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's been a while since they won a playoff game. They have a little taste of success.
Well, that's why their stands are full over there.
So here is a quarterback keeper. Clark just stumbles, and he gets about a yard or two there on third down. So fourth and long here.
The beginning of this game looks eerily similar to the week 1 matchup, where New Lex scored first. Their defense came out and hold serve. Now they're going to get the football right back.
Well, New Lex gave them good field position, and the Falcons have worked their way back almost to their own 25. They started at about their own 40.
So fourth and 22. Here comes the punt. New Lex bringing pressure. Almost got a piece of that one. And just a beautiful punt. That one rolls past the 30, and it's going to go out of bounds just beyond the 25-yard line. So that's where we will see New Lex start things up. And they scored a touchdown on that previous drive from Tyson Spicer, and we will send things down to the sidelines with a report from Sam Roop, who had more on that score from Spicer. Sam?
Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Roop, and I'm on the sidelines. So I just recently got done talking to Tyson Spicer. I asked him, how'd that touchdown feel? And he said, amazing. I got to go play defense now. So that just shows one thing that New Lex is great at is players that play on both sides of the ball and make plays. We've seen Tyson Spicer have been doing this all year. I'm sure Doug was very happy to see that touchdown.
So here we are, 1st and 10. Good stuff there from the talented wide receiver of New Lexington. This is a trick ration play. Goes back to Ratliff, and he's got nowhere to go. Rolls out right, and he's sacked. Another try of a trick play there by Coach Kevin Board, and this time well defended by the Falcons.
Well, according to this program, that's Keaton Webb, 6 foot, 385-pound junior. Nice play.
Yeah, great defensive discipline on the back end.
So second down and 15 now.
Whoa, look at this formation.
Hey, what do you call this, Coach?
You got linemen out everywhere,
you call
and the quarterback's going to keep it. There goes Ratliff.
You're glad the field isn't any wider.
He spread them out, and it's an interesting play. I tell you what, I'm always impressed by how Coach Board schemes things up.
It's the Spock offense from Star Trek.
Yeah. You just never know what's coming.
Here they go again.
So third down and about 8. And he's going to do it again. There goes Ratliff. He's hit short of the first down marker. Maybe you run that just to set up a fourth down play?
Well, we saw this last week. Same situation, about the same place in the field, and they went for it, and they didn't make it. Sheridan went down and got a field goal. So looks like they're going to line up and go for it here, too.
So 2 straight quarterback runs here for Ratliff. They got 5 wide on this fourth down and 2 to go. And they're just trying to get him jump.
I believe they are.
So now they will motion Tanner Toth. And he will snap it, and he's going to punt it. So a great punt there as it checks up about the 35, takes a bounce for New Lex to about the 25 or mark at 24. So really interesting stuff there. I mean, that just goes to show you your designs, for Coach Board, what he's got going on.
I'm telling you now.
Very creative.
That's the best 3 and out I've ever seen in terms of play calling.
Well, I wish I could tell you what the formation was, fellas. Like I said, I'm sure that Thad Johnson, the defensive coordinator for the Falcons, is just thrilled to death the field isn't 70 yards wide because the Panthers were all the way across it.
Well, what he's doing, stretching that defense out sideline to sideline. There's nothing but open field in there. All Lane would have to do is shake one tackle for a big gain.
That's right. The Falcons did a nice job and didn't lay him out.
Oh, this will be a handoff.
Man.
Blown up
Eli Stevens.
Eli Stevens getting home.
Yep. And I'll tell you, he's got to be in the conversation for lineman of the year in the MVL. If he's not that, he's got to be in that conversation.
I think, Eli just gave him the welcome to the new Lex tackle.
Both sides of the ball. Eli Stevens has made vast improvements from a year ago and still just a junior. And one of his line mates down there, Bodie DeCour, is not too bad himself. He's a great pass rusher from the defensive end.
Well, he didn't have to worry about getting yelled at by his big brother this year either.
They got a loss of 3 there on first down, rather 2. And they will shift the D-line, and there's a flag.
They caused a false start, the defensive shift.
So it's been negative play after negative play so far for Fairfield Union.
I mean, it's just a nightmare for a head coach right now. I'm telling you, I don't think you can buy a bag of popcorn and get it back to the sideline right now. Everything they could do, everything they've touched has gone wrong. They've had fumbles. They've had minus yardage plays. They've given up a touchdown. So, they need to maintain their poise here a little bit and get back in this game.
2nd down and 17 now. And another whistle.
We're going to give it right back.
Yeah, that's going to be offsides on New Lexington. So right back where we started on the 2nd down.
Well, that's Fairfield Union's best play of the night on both sides of the ball right there.
It is.
I mean, that's tough. Okay, there's pretty spread out too. One back, twin receivers to both sides.
Yeah, this is no safety deep
Clark,
either.
Another bad snap as he throws this one out left. It's incomplete. Great coverage there by Mason Ryder. That's something to note. 2 bad snaps we've seen. Clark had to reach for that one. He had one sail about 15 yards behind him.
We did have, a lot of precipitation today. It's not raining now, but the field conditions are probably still a little bit wet.
I was down there in that field, Ted, and I'm telling you, it was really good.
Really?
I couldn't get over it. Yeah,
really.
Good. You would have thought with the rain we had today, it's a new carpet this year. I watched the guys install that stuff. I mean, it was amazing the way they did it. But the field's in great shape.
3rd down and 12. Send a man in motion. Here's Clark. Pressure in his face. Steps up. He's going to try to run it. And he throws a stiff arm, but not enough. Brought down in the backfield. It's Tanner Toth hitting home.
I'll tell you what, that kid, he's just a junior, and he is an absolute field general.
Yep.
And the other field general is standing right next to him. That's Harrison Rattler, 2 great linebackers on the inside.
Yep.
Talked to Mason Ryder this week about what's it like to be in a defensive secondary. If the lineman makes a mistake, a linebacker backs him up. If a linebacker makes a mistake, you're there.
Yep.
I said, there's nobody behind you. And he said, he loves the challenge.
That's right.
And he says, I think I can get the job done no matter what. So great confidence from Mason Ryder, a senior for this Panther team.
Well, you briefly mentioned Harrison Ratliff. He and Paul Stenson both had sacks in this last game, so they were able to get home. This punt is just up in the air, nowhere to go, as it lands just behind the New Lex bench, and they're going to give him a spot at about the 30.
Look at that.
33-yard line, so rather 38.
If I was a punter and number 75 was chasing me and because I had a football, I'd be getting rid of that football.
Yeah.
And that's definitely pressure on that punter has caused that, and I think that's Eli Stevens going in there making that play. He didn't block it, but, man, he sure caused a terrible punt. All right, great field position for the Panthers, 6-0 here with 4:04 left in the first quarter.
First down and 10 from the 38. He's got Stenson to his right. And there's a whistle. And it will be a false start on the Panthers. Not sure who flinched. It'll back them up 5.
False start signal against the offense.
Is the aforementioned Tanner Toth in motion.
So 1st and 15. And a quick play action over to the middle. Pass caught. Tanner Toth. Toth across the 15 and brought down. We are seeing a full bag of tricks here from this UX offense.
Well, Toth punted that ball from the tailback spot last time, or shifted to the quarterback spot and made the punt. So,
take a look at this pass from Lane Ratliff. Watch where he puts this football right out ahead. Leads his receiver, Toth.
Look at that middle, though.
Perfect.
And a quick snap there. As it is just a give to Paul Stenson.
I think that's what Coach Board's really good at. When you leave a zone open, he's going to put a guy in it. And that's exactly what happened on that play. But right now it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Had a little miscue on that last play, so the Panthers 2nd down and 10. They're ahead 6-0.
Coach Board has so many different options to go to offensively. Can never key in on one particular player.
And this time he'll throw it out right. Pass caught. Outside. Oh, a shoestring tackle as Eli Dixon brought down.
Pass on a flat to number 3, Eli Dixon.
So we've seen Spicer with the touchdown, Toth with the big gain on this drive, and now we go to Dixon. So just on cue with the amount of weapons this offense has.
Gains about 5. It's 3rd down.
3rd down and 5. Big down here for the Panthers. Play clock just over 10. Radliff gets the play. He'll take the snap, rolls out left, looking left. He'll take it himself, makes a juke, goes upfield, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Lane Ratliff. 2 quick scores here for New Lexington in the first.
Missed tackles.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought he would get the first down, but I thought there were guys there to make the play, and they just didn't bring him down. I mean, he's
a powerful runner.
He is, Ted. I mean, he really is. He runs with power, and Coach Board says he doesn't mind him running at all, except when he leads with his left shoulder and tries to run somebody over.
Yeah.
Look out.
So here's a 2-point conversion, and working his way into the end zone, and that goes Terrell King.
Well, just think how many guys we've called tonight.
Yeah.
Toth, Spicer, King,
Stenson. Seen Eli Dixon as well.
Yes.
Just using everyone on your roster. It's got to be nice to have the amount of weapons that you have. And then you put a creative play caller into the mix, everything comes together. And this is a team that graduated. Pretty solid class.
Yeah.
You lose, Bentley Hansen.
Your quarterback.
Yeah, Stevens.
But, it's for as good as Isaiah was, he didn't quite have the running ability that Lane does. He could make something happen if the play broke down, but you didn't necessarily call running plays for Isaiah the way you can with Lane.
I talked to Coach Board about that earlier this year, and he said that was not an accident. He said we had to keep him healthy, and Lane's such a good runner. They incorporated him into the offense, and his ad-lib runs are the ones that just kills people, just like that last touchdown. He did that at Tri-Valley. Tri-Valley would stop these guys, and then on the 3rd and 8, he'd drop back to pass, and they'd put a guy to spy on Eli. They might as well put me out there to do it because the guy wasn't up to the challenge, and he might run for 45 yards on a scramble. And he just broke their back that night.
So Eli Dixon, we've seen a pooch kick already in this one. And he'll do the same thing here.
It was going to bounce.
That one's checked about the 40 and fielded and tackled. So again, good field positioning here for the Falcons.
You have to have great confidence in your defense to do that. I mean, you're telling your defense, we're going to put you in a hole. We're going to put you in four down territory to get a first down immediately. Stop them.
don't know if Coach Board could have drew up a better first quarter than he's in the midst of right now.
Man. No kidding.
2-score lead. Defense has played lights out the first 2 series.
So they will turn around and hand to the powerful tailback. That is Keaton Webb on the carry.
That's that left side
Sorry,
you're
Brady
talking
Andrews.
about, Ted. And I saw the back side. It looked like the tackle, maybe even the guard pull across there and lead through that hole. That's a nice scheme.
Yeah, they ran a lot of stretches and tossed sweeps to that side and even a few counters into that B gap. And it was really causing fits for New Lex.
2nd down and 3 now. They go right back to Andrews. And he didn't have much to go with. He's pushing forward, and I think he's got the first down. No whistle. So that's enough to move the chains. Brady Andrews.
Same blocking scheme, backside pulled, but a defender for New Lex stuffed him behind the line, and the kid got the yardage on his own. The hole wasn't there. He just made one.
We have not seen Lane Martindale at all in this game, Dylan. He was their main featured ball carrier in the first matchup.
He was.
You got to wonder if there's injury in the mix for him.
1st down and 10 into enemy territory for the first time all game. Here's a quarterback keeper as we see Dean Clark pick up about 4.
Well, I like what Coach Clark for Fairfield Union is doing here. You know, it's bad you're down 14-0, or is it 4? Yeah, but it's it's first quarter. You got the rest of the night. Let's get stable. Let's get back to our game plan. Let's run the ball down the field. Let's get a score, make it a 1-score game. Let's not panic and start throwing the ball everywhere. That's not who we are, and that's right there what they're doing right now.
So here's a bit of a trickeration. Clark is going to have to throw this one away. Great pursuit there by the New Lex pass rush.
That'll just go into the stat book as an incomplete pass. That might be his best play of the night. Throw that thing away because he was on the verge of being sacked. Pressure immediately got to him. He wisely threw the thing way out of bounds.
They're still struggling to find any points against this New Lexington defense. And this Fairfield Union team, their last loss came all the way back on September 26th, 17-7 at Bloom Carroll. So they've done nothing but win since then.
I'm a little surprised they threw that ball. They're in 4 down. There's the 2 guys pulling through the line.
There's a big run there on 3rd down. Brady Andrews gets it close to the sticks, and now you'll have to see some creativity from this Fairfield Union offense.
That's what I would have done on the last down. Not this one. On 2nd down, I'd have ran that ball again because as well as they're running it, they're going to get 10 yards in 4 downs as they get 3.5 yards at a crack. Now they got to get 3 yards on 4th down. It's a little tougher against this defense now.
20 seconds before the end of the quarter. Clark fires outright. Pass caught. Strong hands. As it's a big conversion over towards the right side. That pass caught right there by Keaton Webb.
Contested catch.
Yes, it was.
Great concentration to come down with that football.
Well, he had the first down yardage as soon as he made his cut. I mean, that's an outstanding play. Instead of running, you don't run a 2-yard pattern if you need 3 yards. So he did a nice job, gained about 4 yards on that play.
New set of downs. This will be the last play before the end of the first quarter, as there is a give to Andrews. Andrews working to about the 25-yard line. Big positive gain on 1st down, but that will do it for the first quarter of action. So New Lexington with a 14-0 lead after 1. We do have a report to send to you. We're going to send it down to Sam Roop, who has more from Lane Ratliff after his touchdown score.
Well, I'm Sam Roop. I'm here on the sideline. It's a little bit loud over here, but so in the first quarter, Eli Stevens had an offside penalty, and Tristan Brady also had a false start penalty. If there's one thing that Coach Board doesn't like, it's mental errors. And I'm sure Doug may or may not have already talked about this, but every time we ask Coach Board, penalties is an issue. However, what can
And
All right, so about to start quarter number 2. We want to remind you tonight's stream partner, Tom and Cindy of Tom's Plumbing, one of our sponsors here tonight. And, you know, it's a perfect night here, Jim Rockwell. You know, we've had cold temps over the past couple weeks, but nice. It's about 50s here. And, you know, November, Ohio, we'll take that.
Yeah,
well, we got to remind Matt to tell Sam to slide that speaker down to his face.
So second down, and that is stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's nice having Sam on the sideline.
Yes, it
Real
is.
insight, you know, you get right there with the players and get to chat with them.
You know, Sam's an entertainer.
Yeah.
He performs all over the state. Guitar, sings. I mean, I think he'll be a natural at that sideline reporting as soon as he puts that microphone down next to his mouth.
So third down at 4 now.
I've only done that 300-400 times.
Oh, yeah. You don't think about it. You put the headset on, you think.
Yep.
So a fake handoff to Andrews, and being chased. Clark, he just throws us away.
Intentional
That's grounding.
Yes, it
Nowhere
is.
near the line of scrimmage. And, in fact, it was just a sideways pass.
Yeah, that's didn't get anywhere near the line
Well,
of
they're going to
scrimmage.
discuss that. Yeah.
Throw the flag.
The referee crew has worked together all year. They're not an all-star crew. They're from the Portsmouth area, my hometown area, and unfortunately he knows my brother, the former coach at Portsmouth, and my other brother who is a referee, an embarrassment to the entire family.
I think a crew that's been together all year is so much better.
I agree.
Than what they deem an all-star crew with hand-picked individuals from different areas.
Well, when when your team makes the playoffs, you didn't go out into the area and get all the best coaches to coach with you the next game.
Nope.
So I've never understood that.
So now it's 4th and 23 from the 46. So right when Fairfield Union was driving, they were unable to punch it in with an intentional grounding.
Here comes Eli from the other side this time. Oh.
High snap, fielded right there and kicked away. Beautiful punt, gets it to about the 10. And he will let that one go, and it bounces into the end zone. So a lot of carry to that punt, and New Lex will be set up after the touchback. You know, this is, Ted, going back, we saw him week 1, the same matchup. Sort of similar. They're moving the ball down the field, then it comes time to punch it in, and then a self-inflicted wound there.
Yeah, this New Lex team is just laser-focused here tonight. Experienced their first loss of the season, Week 10, against their rival Sheridan. They've had 2 weeks to sit around and stew on that loss. And, you know, Fairfield Union's kind of feeling the wrath of that here in the first half.
Fairfield Union coming off their, what you mentioned, first playoff win since
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
That's
They've qualified 5 years since 2001, but haven't won a game.
So here is a quick screen out to the right. That is fielded at the 20 before cutting up field. Brought down Tyson Spicer.
You know, I saw that alignment, and that's why I was telling you guys to look at that. They only had one guy out there on defense, the inside linebacker, but he was tight. And so with the speed of New Lex's receivers, if you're going to play out there with one guy, buddy, you're going to get burned.
So there is Stenson.
Panthers went with a little tempo right there. Got back to the line of scrimmage very fast and snapped it. Stinson able to get the necessary yardage and move the chains.
First down from the 32. And a quick pitch out right. Stenson stays on his feet. Stenson beyond the 40. Going to be close to that marker, but it's a big gain.
Well, we got a flag down. We have a holding call against the Panthers.
Yeah, that one's thrown right at the line of scrimmage, so that one will come back.
He's thrown at, looks like a hold on the edge against one of the receivers blocking out in space.
You know, Ted, you mentioned Stenson, a very talented running back, but week 1 had his struggles against this defense. He only rushed 16 times for 52 yards.
Yeah.
So
it was tough sledding for Stinson in that game. Terrell King was the hero that night. He and Spicer both got in the end zone for New Lex week 1.
King had that 60-yard touchdown reception. Now 1st and 20. Holding calls are usually drive killers, but New Lexington has been able to get big gains all night here.
Well, the Falcons have gone to more of a 4-3 look on this down. Probably their pass coverage.
They will turn around and hand to Stenson. Not much there.
It's a nice job, and they were
3 yards.
They were set to stop the passing game on that. They'd taken a linebacker and moved him outside.
That's it.
So they did that with one less guy in the box. It's a great job.
Colton Mathias on that carry, his first carry of the game.
He was in on a 3rd down back when they were in the red zone, but he did not get the carry. That was the ball that went to Dixon on the right side. So he's checked in, but that was his first touch of the ball game. Here's Ratliff across the middle. He's got a wide open receiver. It's Spicer. And Spicer's got the 1st down, I believe. Right there at that line. And that'll be a chain mover.
Throwing the ball down the middle is the hardest place to throw for a high school quarterback. Because you make a mistake and it's a little bit too long, somebody in the wrong shirt catches it.
Ratliff goes to the tailback. There's some speed and space. There goes Stenson. He's beyond the opposing 40. So Stenson, a big gain on the ground.
Nice tackle by a junior, Cody Andrews, that time. The defensive back. He was the last man on the defense that had a chance to make that stop. That was a touchdown-saving tackle.
New Lex trying to go quick, and there's going to be a whistle. Timeout to Fairfield Union.
Timeout, Fairfield Union.
Well, you know, you set your defense to stop that passing game, and you take a defender out of the box. It's just a matter of time till Coach Board and his line coach figure out how to do that, and they're going to block those guys. And, I mean, it's 5-on-5, and then you hand the ball to your back. Yeah. You have them outnumbered.
Yeah, not only are they very diverse offensively, they run at different tempos depending on the series, the field position and whatnot. So very hard to defend this New Lex offense.
You know, I thought the last possession, if the Falcons could have taken that thing down the field and punched it in and made it a one-score game, I thought, you know, they're still in this game. If they get down 3 scores, man, that might be a hole that they can't get out of.
You could even be looking at a potential running clock at that point.
I know.
You get down 3, more pressure on the offense, maybe more tense, forced to, you know, step outside your comfort zone and try to make a big play.
Right, exactly.
Sometimes those backfire.
Well, you know, you're exactly right, Dylan. If they're a running team and all of a sudden they have to come out and start throwing the ball 2 out of 3 downs, you know, 3 things can happen when you throw it, and 2 of them are bad.
Yeah. So 1st down and 10 now for New Lex. It's a fake handoff. Ratliff slips a little bit. He's got space to the left. He's taking off. He's past the chains, and he's got another New Lex 1st down. Great improvising from the quarterback.
Did you see the defense? They blitzed the linebacker. Here comes the linebacker. Well, Ratliff knows if that linebacker's in my face, he's not in the secondary to make a tackle.
Yeah.
And he takes off, and you have nobody there.
1st down and 10 now. They will give to Stenson. Stenson hit at the line.
Here's a stop. Well, 57, I think, was the first guy on the play, but of course he obviously he's in the witness protection program because he's not listed in the program. So the mystery guy, 57, nice play. And assisting on that tackle was number 22, Camden Maynard. A lot of juniors on this team.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think of come next year and bring those kids back. Play action, Ratliff looking right. Now he's got pressure, and he's sacked.
Not this time, boys.
Brought down about the 28-yard line.
Jack Denny, and I think that's, Keaton Webb. Nice play, fellas. Good sack, and they really needed that. They needed that big time.
Yeah. One thing we didn't see this Falcons team do was give up week 1. They played till the bitter end.
Well, you know, when you're 2-4, and then you rip off 5 straight wins, I mean, that speaks a lot for the character of your team. Great pass blocking.
Ratliff fires across the middle, a big hit, incomplete, but a flag is down. Maybe a potential illegal contact or targeting there. He's trying to go to Spicer.
Yeah, we're going to get another look. Spicer went down low to the ground to try to make the catch. I'm wondering if his adjustment caused some helmet-to-helmet contact.
Yep. See if we can see it on the replay.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if it's helmet to helmet or a defenseless receiver.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
He has to adjust a little bit for this ball, which the contact comes high around the head neck area. It's still a pretty questionable call
clean.
there.
Yeah, he hit him with his shoulder.
Yeah.
No helmet-to-helmet contact. I'd be insane if I was.
I think he just was trying to break up the play, but tried to no intent there.
Yeah, nothing malicious
No,
there.
not at all.
Especially when you hit with the shoulder. If you throw that arm a little bit, that could really sell if what you're trying to do. Now this time it's a third down. Here is Stetson juking everyone, and
Hit that lateral footwork.
but then there's the flag down.
I think that referee thought about it. He saw that, and I think he's going to call holding. Yep. No doubt.
Stinson, 6'1", 205 pounds. Just to move laterally like that, it's not fair.
Well, you know what happens on a holding call like that? Stinson is going to go inside, and so the guy's got him blocked. And then he makes the move to the outside, and the defender moves, and you're an offensive lineman, and you kind of panic, and all of a sudden you have a handful of shirt, and somebody sees it.
Third down from the 24-yard line.
Now, this is the defense. Get a second chance, guys. We had a bad call. Here's our chance to redeem ourselves. We got to get a stop here.
Third down and 12. Ratliff.
You got to keep Ratliff in the pocket.
He's already picked up a first down with his legs. He's also scored a touchdown with his legs.
We have two inside linebackers watching him.
Throw across the middle. Pass behind his intended receiver. He was trying to go right back to Spicer.
He was open, and Ratliff knows it. He had him wide open and missed it.
Yeah, just a
It'll be fourth down.
rare throw that doesn't find its target from Lane.
Well, I think they're out of field goal range.
Yep.
So they're definitely going to be going for here. So what do they need, 12?
Fourth and 12.
Oh, no.
Here we go with that funky formation.
Woo, baby. And where do you even line up if you're a defensive guy? Who's eligible? Who's not?
You got numbers to the left side if he looks that way. Instead, pressure in the face. Almost slips. There goes Ratliff, and he's lit up.
Well, I like the defensive strategy. If you're going to leave your quarterback back there,
Go
Unprotected.
that's about as close to being naked as you can get in a football game. And if you're going to leave him back there, we're going to come after him. I like that defensive thought there by Coach Johnson over there on the Fairfield Union side.
The 23-yard line.
See if that stop defensively rejuvenates the Falcons and they can get something going offensively.
7:19 left in the first half.
19 to go in the second
Panthers
quarter.
14, Falcons 0.
So first down and 10 here. Another try for and it's another bad snap. Falling on it is the quarterback, Clark, and that's been a theme in this one. The punt was high. There's been one that went 15 yards behind the line. There's another one he had to grab. Just troubles with snapping the ball.
What's that old song from Hee Haw? It wasn't for bad luck. I had no luck at all.
That's an 8-yard loss.
These are week one mistakes. Usually the snapping and, especially a team that's won a playoff game, you figure that's not an issue.
Well, we saw that last week.
We
with
did.
Philo.
Yeah.
Same type deal. And you wouldn't think a playoff team in week 12 is going to snap the ball incorrectly.
Second down and 15. Clark looks left. He's got a receiver. Caught about the 20 before he is brought down. Great tackle there on the play. Getting in there is Carson McCoy, sophomore defensive back.
That's what, the original line of scrimmage there?
It's a great open field tackle.
Yes, it is.
You mentioned Tanner Toth and Harrison Ratliff, two linebackers for the Panthers team. These two are tackling machines, a little bit undersized for their position, 160 and 170 pounds respectively. But
Harrison's going to sign a letter of intent for wrestling here
is he
next
really?
week. Yes, he is at Ohio University. Look out, here they come. Whoop, they're backing out.
Third down and long. Rolling right, Clark.
Good job.
Fires right. He's got an open receiver.
Tackle.
He goes right back to the guy who had a catch on the last play. This is Camden Maynard.
Harrison Ratliff on the play. Right on cue, Harrison. Good job, man. This looked good.
Yeah, this Panther wrestling program, legendary in this part of the state. And, Tyson Spicer is one of the other guys on the wrestling team that's probably going to go places after high school. The wrestling's going to take him there.
So fourth down and 2. Do you think of a trick punt here?
think I'd run my best play and get a first down.
Yeah, this is kind of curious. I know they're inside their own end zone, but 14-0 score. You do get ball to start the second half, as they will just punt this one away. Fair catch called for about the 38, and it looked like he did, but I guess not. And a big tackle brought down.
No.
Did you guys see a fair catch?
No. You're never going to see a fair catch from that kid. I don't. If New Lexington had 75-0 and the team has to punt, Spicer's going to do everything he can do to make it 82-0.
So we will see this New Lex offense just over 5 minutes before halftime. I mentioned Fairfield Union will get the kickoff in the second half, so not necessarily pressure moments, but you'd like to score here one more time.
You know, I think I haven't seen a team in this conference more dangerous at this point in the game than New Lexington. I mean, they have a knack for scoring before the half that's uncanny. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go deep right away.
Play action. Ratliff himself has it to the outside, and he's hit. Stays on his feet about the 45.
Those linebackers, they really diagnose that play quickly and get to the ball. I mean, it looked like Lane was going to have some space to get 5 or 6 yards, but it closed quickly. You're going to see it look like there's some space there, and then you just see multiple Falcons.
Well, that's the theory behind the 4-4. Ted, you have, instead of having 5 linemen, you have 4 linebackers, because you figure your linebackers are going to be more agile than offensive linemen. They can beat those guys to the block. And Thad Johnson's father, Dan Johnson, that's what he ran for forever, as a 4-4. So that's the advantage of the 4-4. You have 4 linebackers that can run and cover the field.
2nd and 7. Just milking the clock here. Why not? You're ahead 14. Ratliff. Play action.
There it is.
Looks across the middle, going for Spicer. He caught it between 3 defenders. Brought down at the 25. This kid's special.
All right. I'm going to make a motion to have Spicer banned from all games. And nobody should make this catch.
Watch this throw in between 3 defenders. Lays it right in his chest.
Perfect throw.
Yep.
Up tempo now. Here's Stenson. Plugged up right at the line of scrimmage again. You know what was interesting on that throw and catch to Spicer? Just very intelligent fans here. Dead silence. You heard the snap. You could hear a pin drop in this place. Right when they were milking the clock.
Yep.
Offense is at work. Quiet. Then on defense, they're loud. They know what they're doing here.
All right, that was a stop for no gain. Great job by the Falcons. I would like to be inside Coach Board's head right now, because I'm sure he thinks, no big deal. We only need 10 yards for a first down.
2nd and 11. Play action. Looking right. Firing right. He's got Spicer again. Breaks the zone. Makes a juke inside the 10. Enough for a first down. Spicer, a huge night. Well over 100 yards receiving.
I saw him play at Morgan. I saw the New Lex play at Morgan, and Spicer had like 8 catches in the first half. Yep. And I'm thinking the next week we covered him, I thought, I'd have him triple covered. He didn't have a pass thrown to him the entire night. He threw the ball to Toth.
So they will go to Stenson, right up the middle. He's
Look
got
out,
a crease, and he's into the end zone. So Paul Stenson finding pay dirt.
Well, I think we can rule out any rust from the week off and lack of focus. I think the Panthers have come to play. They've come to play tonight, so they can play next week.
I think, if anything, that Week 10 loss just refocused them on what's in front of them, and that's the postseason.
So first extra point attempt. They went for 2 both times. 1 unsuccessful, 1 successful. And that was blocked at the line. So a 20-0 score remains.
Talk about Spicer, how much he means to this team. I know they're deep, but a year ago, he was playing lights out through 5 weeks, and then got injured here against Tri-Valley week 5, and was never the same the rest of the season. Yeah. And their offense really wasn't the same without him. And when he and Bentley Hansen last year were on the field together, it was a nightmare for opposing coaches.
And he's a junior.
Yeah, so he's got another one. Another year ahead.
He was never right the rest of the year. He tried to come in and play a handful of snaps against Indian Valley in the regional semis when we were there, but he was in and out of the game. He just he didn't look right. You could tell he wasn't feeling 100%.
Was it a
hip? I
hip?
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 20-0 our score. I want to pose a question to you guys. You get deep into the playoffs. We've seen, even going back to the Sheridan game, the kicking advantage. When looking down the stretch here, there's going to be a game where you're going to have to make some field goals. And, I know it's Coach Board's theory to go for 2 every first score that he has. But, the kicking game, the pooch kicks off the kickoff, the blocked extra point, it could be a factor down the stretch, wouldn't you say?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. That's what they lost last week.
Yeah.
Against Sheridan. They lost a kicking game. Sheridan punted it out of bounds, didn't give Spicer a chance. They ran a kickoff back for a touchdown.
This one fielded just outside of the 30. Great return there into the 35-yard line. That was Brady Andrews. And now if you're Fairfield Union, an opportunity to double dip, but you really haven't been able to do anything offensively.
There's a solo tackle at the time at number 14. I think that's Gunnar Patton. Yes, it is.
The freshman.
Gunnar's daddy was a Kirksville Ceramic.
Oh, wow.
For us, yeah. He played tailback. I just want to tell you, he tackles better than you did, Daddy.
So they will hand off.
Oh, man. Look at
Andrews. Everyone in on the ball carrier.
Tanner Toth.
He was the first one on the scene.
He read that thing. That's that counter play. They're pulling 2 linemen, and he read that and like a book, and he was right there waiting on the running back. Loss of 2.
Yeah, mentioned Toth, just 160 pounds, Ratliff 170, but those two will stick their nose in there against any ball carrier. Not afraid of contact.
They play a 3-man front, but the outside linebackers run the line of scrimmage so much, it almost looks like the old 5-2 defense. So they're there. There's the 2 outside linebackers walked up. Now they stem to the out, one move over, but, man, they're
another
great
bad
contain.
snap. Here comes Clark looking downfield.
Look
and
out.
He's going to fire it, and it's caught. Great throw and catch. 3rd catch of the last 2 drives. We've seen Maynard getting involved here.
And that thing had interception written all over it. They have no contain here on the left side, the right side of the defense. The quarterback gets out of the pocket. Nothing good happens when the quarterback breaks contain. Nothing good happens for the defense. It does for the offense. Nice catch there. Is that number 22?
Yep, Camden Maynard.
Nice catch. Camden waiting for that ball to come down. It took forever to get down to him.
Just over 2 minutes. And here's a quarterback keeper, Clark, trying to find some holes, and he'll pick up about 4 there on first down. Falcons with 2 timeouts. Panthers have all 3 should they get the ball back.
150 clock running here in the first half.
Yeah, 2 and 3 yard chunks aren't going to get it done with the clock under 2 minutes. They're not in any hurry to snap second down either, are they?
They are not.
This is not a team built on the 2-minute drill. If this is New Lexington, they're in 15 plays in a minute 50 seconds.
They probably have a lot more of that drawn up, too. Here is Clark, loads one up, deep left, and it is going to be incomplete. He was trying to find his main receiver, that's Cohen Arnett. He's been shut down all game long.
Darius Neely on that coverage. Junior, 6'3", 175. Nice play. Played the ball all the way. Did not play the receiver. When that receiver's eyes went up, so did his.
Yes, great size for a cover corner. Usually don't see him up there at that height.
They have a guy, I don't know if he's out there or not. They've played a freshman, Dalton Waite, a lot this year. He's been on the field now. I don't see him out there now. I mean, they have some young guys out there playing. They're not necessarily all seniors on that defense.
3rd and 7.
Good contain.
Throwing out right, pass caught. That's Maynard. Again, that play's worked about 3 times these last couple drives.
And that clock is running. They're going to say he was down or in bounds or he went backwards on the play. So that clock is running at 1:05. And I think I heard a timeout.
Timeout called by New Lexington, so they will sit there with this one with 1:05 remaining, a fourth down coming up. Now we do want to send things down to Sam Roop, who has more about the clock management and Fairfield Union. He caught up with that sideline, so we will throw things now down to Sam. Sam?
Hello?
Okay.
All right, so now you got yourself a 4th and 1. Obviously, try to get the first down here, but with a 1:05, if New Lex gets a stop, I mean, we could be looking at a completely different game right now.
Oh, yeah.
1:05 is plenty of time for them to go down and score.
Well, so you're on the other side of the field. If you get stopped here, you're thinking, man, we got to cover 18. We got to cover 18. And there's only about 12 other guys they can throw the ball to, so including Tanner Toth and Mason Ryder.
It was Tyson Spicer who made that tackle short of the sticks here to force this 4th down. Still a pretty generous spot.
Well, their best running play has been that pull the backside guard and tackle and lead through the whole play if they run that.
And this will be quarterback keeper Clark blown up in the backfield.
That wasn't.
Yeah, Harrison Ratliff was in the backfield as soon as the ball was snapped.
The offensive line didn't move.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a miscue there.
Going to see Harrison Ratliff come in right there. Bam. He shot the gap. No one put a finger on him. And when 42 gets to the ball, he's going to make that tackle 9 out of 10 times. Harrison Ratliff's as sure a tackler as the MVL has. Led this team in tackles last year as a junior. If my memory serves me correct, around 150.
Is that right?
Yeah. So exactly 1 minute now. Quick strike offense by the Panthers. This one thrown, Spicer. Spicer's got more.
There's your guy, Coach. You said cover 18. They didn't do so.
Nope. You got to take him out of the game plan. You have to. If you don't cover that kid, it's over.
And they are going right back to him. Spicer past the 30, past the 20.
Goodbye.
Past the 10. He's into the end zone. Tyson Spicer with an exclamation point before the half.
Spicer had 2 different defenders on roller skates right there.
I'll tell you what, if Dorothy had Tyson Spicer instead of the stupid scarecrow with her, she'd have made it a lot quicker.
Yeah, watch number 2 right here. I got the angle? No, I don't. Yeah, Tyson Spicer in the open field is a nightmare. And one thing I didn't consider driving down here was a running clock, Dylan.
Right.
And now we're just one more score away from that, which is amazing.
Lining up for the extra point. Here's Stenson. Stenson will give to Ratliff, who throws incomplete. So the 2-point try unsuccessful. They're 1 for 3 in that area so far here in the first half. But
I think you can put that back in the Cracker Jack box.
Yeah.
That stunk.
Yeah. So 26-0 to score with 44 seconds. Now if you're Fairfield Union, you just take this thing to half?
Yes.
You get the ball to start the second half.
Yes.
Maybe you have time to regroup. It's a 20-minute halftime. Maybe you can figure out how to stop Spicer during that break. I mean,
I'll tell you what, you commit a second defender to Spicer, he's just going to go somewhere else with the football.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, when you talk to Kevin Board, Lane Ratliff is reading the secondary. He doesn't have one guy he's going to throw it to. If someone is uncovered, he'll find him. I mean, he has a protocol of reads to go through, and when he reads that guy's double covered, his eyes goes to the number 2 receiver, and he knows he's going to be open, he throws it.
Yeah, he makes sound decisions from his position, that's for sure. Of all the throws he's made tonight, only one was really a bad throw, the one behind Spicer. The slant route. That's the only uncatchable ball he's thrown tonight.
Yeah, when your receiver catches it on the run, and he can outrun everybody on the field, yeah, that's a pretty good play.
This one's going to be caught about the 40-yard line. Right there by Cohen McQuarrie.
41-yard line.
The winner of this game will play the winner of the 4-5 matchup taking place in Chillicothe tonight between Unioto and Columbus East. You can see the ticker going across the bottom of your screen. Unioto currently leading 7-0. They're undefeated at 10-0 in the 4 seed. But a new wrinkle in the playoffs this year, Coach. Home team or the higher seed will host regional semifinal games next week.
Oh, my.
Neutral sites do not begin until regional finals. So that's a new wrinkle in this year's playoffs. So New Lexington wins tonight. They're going to be back here at the Rock next week.
We'll send receiver in motion. And Clark, there's nowhere to go. Right back at the line.
Clark with the keeper, 51 there to greeting Gavin.
So they don't have to run another play before halftime, but curious to see what that side does.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Well, when I was coaching defense in this kind of situation, I want you to know I was all in favor of you letting your quarterback be hit. Let him be hit as many times as we'll hit him. I would not let my quarterback take a beating here,
especially before the half. And they will turn and give to Andrews, and the ball's on the ground, and I believe that's the end of the quarter. That could have been another quick strike.
Yes,
just
it could
with
have.
1 second.
Yeah. Dalius Neely came up with that thing.
But just the penetration and the New Lex front is getting into the Fairfield Union backfield so quickly. It's disrupting the timing, the rhythm, everything that they're trying to do offensively.
So are they just trying to decide if it's... No, half's over. Okay.
Yeah.
So they will call the half. Just 1 second could have determined a different outcome of this ball game, but right now,
I saw Spicer score with 1 second to go in the half against Philo last year.
Yeah. You never know what can happen when you get to playoff time. But right now it's 26-0. The New Lexington Panthers with a big lead over Fairfield Union. The Falcons will receive the second half kickoff, but we will step aside, enjoy the 20-minute halftime break with the bands. We'll step aside. You're watching OHSA playoff football right here on South 60 Films.
under the direction of Jared Kitchen, Julian Savage, Jessica Howe, and Jerica Leaf, we proudly present the Fairfield Union Marching Falcons. Tonight's show features women in music. The Marching Falcons are sure to show their confidence with this popular Demi Lovato chart. Next, we are going back to the 2010 with the Katy Perry hit, Teenage Dream. Get on your feet and groove along to the final chart. Born This Way by Lady Gaga. Give it up one more time for your marching Falcons.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Michael Pope, Flag Corps Advisor Ashley Harvey, we proudly present the pride of the Panthers, your 2025 New Lexington High School Marching Band. Your mama told you not to talk to strangers, but I bet she didn't say anything about listening to the music of the late hard rock icon Ozzy Osbourne. Here is Ozzy's 1991 hard-robbing hit, No More Tears. Next is Lady Gaga, Born This Way. All aboard! Forget roller coasters. We're going off the rails with Ozzy's 1980 iconic hit, Crazy Train.
And welcome you back for second half of action here. New Lex 26-0. A very dominant first half. Dylan Kearns alongside Ted Snyder and Coach Doug Clifford. Fellas, interested to see what the second half brings. As the kick is away, taken at the 25-yard line. There goes Brady Andrews, and he is hit tackle just shy of the 35.
I know one thing, Fairfield Union better figure something out offensively or they're going to be faced against the running clock soon.
I'd probably say New Lex's first possession.
Yeah.
Brady Andrews with a return. Gunner Patton
Yeah.
with a tackle.
I don't know how Coach Board drives, but a car. But if an offense had a gas pedal, buddy, it would be to the floor all the time.
So here comes this Falcons offense. Here is Clark rolling out right. He's got all day to throw, and he throws it incomplete. Great coverage downfield by this New Lex defense.
Good pass rush out there. You see that?
Mason Ryder, it was the defender in coverage for New Lexington. 2-year letter winner.
You know, it's very interesting because this is Fairfield Union team. We mentioned in the top of the open, rattled off 5 straight wins, beat very good opponents during that stretch as well. You know, in week 1, New Lex won 28-6. Here we are, 26-0, playing a team that's hitting their stride.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of just a head scratcher in terms of what we thought coming into this ball game. As there goes Andrews, and Andrews tackled. But, you know, Coach, what are your thoughts on that? You know, like, coming out here, New Lex also coming off a loss, so could be 2 different things to look at here.
Well, I think coming off a loss, they want to prove something. You know, they lost their 10-0 season. I think that week of rest really benefited them. Coach Board is a big believer in keeping your team rested and in good shape, so they didn't come back and run 5,000 sprints, and they're playing so fast tonight, the Falcons can't keep up with them.
Big third down here, 5 yards to go. Clark out of the shotgun, and he fires quick outright. Pass caught. Great hands there by Keaton Webb. It's enough to move the chain. So right there at the sticks, but first possession of the second half results in a first down here for the Falcons.
Yeah, those throws aren't going to win any beauty contests, but they've been on the money.
Tell you what, I've been impressed by these Falcons receivers. Contested catches all game long. Just going up and high pointing that ball. Turn around and hand to Andrews. Andrews got a little bit of a crease there beyond the 50.
Yeah, that's that pull the backside guard and the backside tackle and lead through the hole. And if you get in the way, we're going to run over you. And they give the ball to that kid. And, man, look, there's one guy kicks, one guy seals the inside. And your defensive backs are making tackles down. The problem is you're down 26-0.
So now 2nd down and 3. Clark, same exact play. This time gobbled up. Stevens into the backfield.
Somebody at the point of attack has to get a good block on the last guy out there, and they didn't.
No gain on that flag.
Big Eli. No.
You don't want to run into those hands.
Man.
3rd down and 3 now.
You know, and Eli's not that guy that's going to rah-rah and cheer and all that. He just kind of
does his job.
does
lined
his
up.
job and tries to tear someone's head off in his time.
Very workmanlike approach.
Waits and does it again. Clark rolls right, feeling pressure. King chasing him, and he'll just have to throw this one away. And that'll bring up a 4th down. Still 3 to go.
So,
Pursued in the backfield by
you know, you don't have to worry about your kids being tired next week if you lose. So I'm going for this. If I'm Coach Clark on the other side, I mean, I'm telling my guys, you know, we don't need to practice our punt formation from this point. We need to, get a first down.
So 4th down and 3. A big play coming up here for the Falcons. And there's a whistle.
Yep.
I believe it is a false start. That'll move them back 5.
Yep.
Now do you rethink your decision?
Right guard just moved a little bit, and that's all it takes. Now you might want to consider punting the football.
Yeah, 4th and 4 and 4th and 9 are two very different.
Yeah. If you give the Panthers the ball right there, that clock's going to start going real fast.
So 4th down and 8.
I mean, they're down under 10 seconds to get this play off.
Yeah, they could force another delay here.
Got some blitzers ready to attack.
Clark takes the snap. Great protection. Loads one up down the field, and it's underthrown. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. So New Lex, just one score away from a potential running clock, and they got the ball in great field position.
So, looking at this from a coach's standpoint, I'm thinking, okay, you've decided that you're going to go for it if we're short. So I think on 3rd down, I think I'd have given the ball to that Andrews kid, had him run up in there and get 2 or 3 yards. And then on 4th down, you might have 2.5 to get it for 1st down, but you can do anything at that point, run it or throw it.
That's the second time you mentioned that. Head-scratching play calling there on these short yardage situations when you have 2 downs to play with.
Well, yeah, if you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, get as many yards as you can. Don't risk that incomplete pass. Oh, look out.
There's a pump fake.
Oh, nice
handoff.
Tackle.
Getting in there to stop Stenson.
Yes, that was an excellent tackle.
Brady Andrews in there.
Brady Andrews, 26.
Stinson had a full head of steam and a big hole to run through.
Yes, he did.
And if it wasn't for Andrews, he would probably still be running.
So now 2nd down and 8 to go.
So their 4-4 defense, they have their 2 inside linebackers in there, but they've widened out their outside backers and moved them off the line of scrimmage a good bit. They're still in cover 3.
They send Spicer in motion, and the quarterback keeps it. There goes Ratliff. Ratliff's got the 1st down, takes a strong hit at the 30. But it is a chain mover. And now the Panthers approaching the red zone.
9-yard line. Boro with the tackle.
They'll go to Stenson. Stenson staying on his feet. Another positive gain of about 5+.
The other thing that comes into play in this game is something the fans might not realize, but the line splits for New Lexington are so wide, and you only have 4 guys on the line. I mean, that's a lot of space. Look at that gap between the left guard and the center. I mean, you could park a car in there.
They motion Spicer, a huge first half. There goes Stenson. Stenson is tackled. He's getting hit initially right at the line almost every carry he's had in this game. I mean, just if there's one positive to look for here, down 26 for Fairfield Union, it's been that defensive line.
Keaton Webb that time, I mean, he held his ground, he fought off the blocker, and he was the guy that made the tackle. That's an outstanding defensive play. 4 down territory here for the Panthers. 3rd and 5.
So they send Stenson out to the right. And great coverage now. Thrown across the middle and off the hands and intercepted. He was trying to go to Spicer, and it's picked off. So some life here for the Falcons sideline as that one's grabbed by Wynett Barnett.
There hadn't been very many happy moments for the Falcons, and that right there may be the happiest all night. I think Tyson got a little anxious to see where the guys were, so when he caught that ball, where to run, and took his eyes off of it. That was very catchable football.
So we want to remind you tonight's sponsor brought to you by Wichert Insurance in Somerset, a leading provider of personal and business insurance. So a 1st down now for Fairfield Union. He'll turn around, hand to Andrews. He's to the right side. Another positive gain. That's really been the one play that's working. They ran it to the left side twice on that drive. Now they go back to that right side.
They're running thing, it's like a wide tackle play. And you're exactly right, Dylan. He hits that with a head of steam, and he's getting some positive yards. That's why I couldn't figure out on the last series, why didn't you run that play on, instead of throwing the ball and pick up, even if you're short of the first down, he's going to pick up some yardage.
2nd down and 6. Low snap, fielded by Clark, and Hayes brought down.
Looks like they're going to mark forward progress still near the line of scrimmage. Be a loss of about 1. And this is likely not 4-down territory from this field position.
Guys, did that look like a low snap to you?
They've had several tonight that have been low, high, or just generally mishandled.
Offense is based on timing. And, the back getting the ball at a certain time and the lineman coming across and pulling. And if you have a low snap, that destroys the timing of your play.
It sure does.
So now 3 seconds on the play clock, and ball's out. Falling on it is Clark.
Yep. That was couldn't see who that player was. We're going to get another look right here. See who it was. Terrell King, who stripped that football.
He definitely ripped that thing out.
16, it'll be 4th down. Tyson Spicer.
Yeah.
Eli Dixon, 3.
This guy hasn't punted the ball badly tonight when he's had time.
Right.
He's had
drilled
some outstanding putt.
He drilled that one probably 50 yards into the end zone for a touchback.
The thing he does not want to do is kick a line drive to either one of those guys.
High snap.
Oh, nice grab.
And he drills this one. That's a line drive.
Yep.
And off the hands of Spicer, and he's able to get it again. So just beyond the 50, that's where New Lexington will set up offense. And now we're going to send things down to the sideline with Sam Roop, who caught up with head coach Kevin Board to see how he approaches the second half.
I'm Sam Roop, and I'm here with Coach Board. So after halftime, we see the scoreboard. What can you guys do to keep this momentum going?
Just got to challenge our guys, man. We're not done. Clock's still going to go. These guys are going to come up fired up in the second half and ready to go. So we can't just be complacent and satisfied with where we're at. We're still hungry. We want to go get some more. So continue to challenge guys. We didn't play perfect the first half, so there's some miscues that we had, some missed assignments. So we got to finish the job here.
Yeah. So speaking of that, what are the major areas that you guys can improve upon this half?
Just some small things here and there. Up front, they've done a really good job with their DNs, controlling our inside run game. A couple times we've pulled, and lanes got to the edge where we've had a little success, but we just got to have better success up front. We've had a couple things where they've given us a little different alignment than we had prepped for, which is understandable. That's what you got to do. So it's a chess match, so we've got to be able to adjust, get those assignments. Defensively, we've got to set the edge a little bit better to keep their runs contained. We've done a decent job, but could always do better.
Yeah. So what in the locker room at halftime, what were you telling your guys, especially because Fairfield Union is not a team that's going to lay down and quit?
Right.
What did you tell them?
Don't get complacent, man. It's been 3 weeks since we've had that winning feeling. So, like I said, they're going to get a butt chewing. They're going to come out inspired and ready to go. So we've got to be able to match that intensity and come out and put our foot on their throat. Get a stop, get another score, get a running clock, and let's get out of here healthy, get ready to round 3.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Coach Board. And we're going to send it over to another interview that I have with Dan Johnson.
All right, so great stuff there from Coach Board. It seemed to be efficient here starting in the second half as he's able to pick up the first down. They're now at the 40. And this will be a handoff to Stenson. Stenson with space. He's up the middle. And he's got the breakaway speed. No, tripped up there. Great tackle.
Cullen Arnett. That was definitely the shoestring tackle of the night.
Yeah, Paul Stenson is deceptively fast. He's a big guy, but he can get that motor running downhill.
So 3 minutes to go. It's worth noting. Running clock. They're able to punch it in here. Handoff Stenson. He jukes a defender, goes forward, leans into the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown number 2 for Paul Stenson. Now 32-0 Panthers.
Wow. So, which one of you guys thought they were going to power run the ball down the field and get their next touchdown? I know it wasn't me.
The air attack's working, so maybe it creates more running holes when you have that.
Does.
That's what I mentioned during pregame. You watch this team; they're so unpredictable offensively.
And the PAT is missed.
They'll throw it on a 2nd and 2. They'll run it on a 3rd and 9. They're just so unpredictable. They're so confident in what they do offensively.
I'm going to go back to a point that Dylan made that I thought was really good. That's another missed extra point.
Yeah.
There aren't any more 3 and 7 teams on the schedule.
No.
So you're going to get in the game, and you're going to need that kick.
Yep.
Just like Sheridan found out in their playoff week. They got beat by a field goal. You're going to need that kick. You're going to need that 1-point play. And I think I know what my old coach would be doing. I know we did the live extra point kick one night for 2 hours, and then went for 2 every time the next game.
Yeah, you're like, well.
But
it's working today.
You know, that extra point kick, it could be the difference between winning and losing here.
Yeah, especially at this level, especially at the high school level. It means so much more. It's such a luxury to have a place kicker you can rely on to go out there and boot it through, just the PAT alone.
Right. Well, one of the 2 teams that New Lexington's going to play next week, Unioto, they're undefeated going into tonight's play. So
you could argue with a kicker, New Lexington could also be undefeated.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one loss coming to Sheridan.
Unioto's down 12-7 at halftime.
You see the scores running across the bottom of the screen. The most surprising one to me is Bloom Carroll winning on the road at undefeated Licking Valley. I thought Licking Valley was an exceptionally good football team this year.
They're down 21-8 now.
Yeah.
So the
Circleville's getting beaten tonight, 28-7. I mean, they handled Philo last week handily.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dylan and I called that game, and
Indian Valley, they're next level.
Williamsburg's taking care of Morgan, 23-3 in the third quarter.
So the ball in the 39, a running clock starts now, 32-0. It's Clark. A little turnaround hand, and it's a little bit of trickeration, and the ball's out. Falling on it right there is Tanner Cope.
I'll tell you what, I like the way that kid plays the game. He just flies in there. He's knocking everybody around. Oh, there's a ball.
Yeah, I think Andrews would have been better suited. Even though the play called for that reverse, he probably would have been better suited to recognize the penetration and just hold on to the football.
Absolutely. You know, I think he's just a junior, too. I know their quarterback, Clark, he's a junior. So, yeah, they're a young team, but you're exactly right that he should have hung on to that ball and not completed the assignment. They don't come with experience.
Yeah.
These line splits, man, I'm telling you.
They're set up wide. And they will hand the ball off here. And there's a crease up the middle. There goes Eli Dixon. Haven't called his name since the first quarter.
Yeah, 2 guys you don't call their name a lot offensively is Eli Dixon and Mason Ryder, but those 2 mean so much to this football team in the secondary defensively, and every time they touch the ball offensively, they seem to make something positive happen.
I like that cut when he puts that foot in the carpet and goes for the goal line. Man, he didn't worry about running sideways.
Here's Stenson. Stenson with some holes, and he's inside the 15, just beyond the 10. Or rather, just beyond the 5-yard line. So
Stenson coming off a little gimpy there. I think he took a shot on the shin or something.
Inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
he comes out, and Colt Mathias checking in.
Stinson looks like a throwback type of player.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Just from the way he looks, from the way he plays. Looks like he belongs in the 80s.
Colt Mathias,
what a move.
untouched.
Did you
into
see
the end
that
zone.
move? The defender had his arms out to make the tackle. He's got nothing but air. What's this? I'm here. Whoa.
I think that's only Mathias' second or third touch of the game. He makes the most of it.
Yes, he does. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
New Lex.
And Mathias just a sophomore, so
Yeah.
this backfield's probably likely his beginning next year. He's probably going to play the Carson Kellogg role from a year ago, where he's going to probably take the majority of the carries.
There's a fantastic kick. First PAT that's gone through the upright. So 39-0. It's a bloodbath here at Jim Rockwell Stadium.
Well, you know, one of the things that happens in the playoffs is once you get down a bunch of touchdowns, you know there's no tomorrow. And if you're a veteran football player, I mean, you know, they put the score on the board for everybody to see. Teams tend to relax a little bit. They lose their edge, and it doesn't take everybody to do that. It just takes a player here or a player there. You take a play off, and the ball's on the ground. The ball's going across the goal line, and all of a sudden, a tight game. Someone has a 50-burger hung on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I certainly was not expecting this type of domination here tonight. I fully expected the Panthers to come out of here victorious, but didn't envision this type of score.
No, not at all. So
okay, here comes the mystery kickoff from Eli Dixon.
He had the great end-around sweep, and there's a pooch. It's a little bit deeper, taking about the 25. There goes Andrews. And he's short of the 40. How about the defensive performance? We can talk about the offense all we want, but there's a goose egg up there for Fairfield Union, and they put up many points throughout the course of the year.
Very good point.
That was the first thing that jumped out when we were here week one to me is even though they won that game handily, their defense just shined. They were the best unit on the field by far, and that's the same deal tonight.
You know, we've covered games with these guys, and, you know, they haven't given up first downs for 3 quarters. Boy, look at this formation. These guys they couldn't be any tighter together on that offensive line.
So they go to a Navy offense as they hand it off to the tailback.
You're really seeing the difference between wide splits and tight splits between these two offensive lines. It really is something to see.
Pursuit down the line, tackled by Eli Stevens that time.
I got to assume, Coach, to run that wide of splits offensively, your offensive linemen have to be pretty athletic.
Well, you know, it just spreads the defense out so far and gives your running back so much room. But, yeah, you're right.
You got so much more space to block.
Right, you had to have some pretty good guys on that line.
So they hand it to the up back this time. Not much there. And that'll do it for the third quarter. We mentioned the running clock, and now a flag comes in. So hold your horses.
57 personal carry.
And this one is on the Falcons.
Is it a personal foul? Flag came in awful late.
Well, he left the game, too. I don't know. Is this an ejection? So far, no signal from the referees.
No. I think they're still sorting it out. Yeah, frustrations could boil over at this point in the football game.
Personal foul. There. Still in the game, but the coach took him out.
So that'll move him back.
And I believe that was a dead ball foul, too, and now it's fourth quarter.
Yeah, so a rough end to the third quarter here for Fairfield Union, as it's been all New Lex in this one. 39-0 our score after 3. We'll step aside. You're watching OHSAA playoff football right here on South 60 Films.
Hello everyone, I'm Sam Roop here on the sideline. We saw a little extracurricular activity, as my grandma likes to say, with Carson McCoy and number 54 of Fairfield Union, which is one thing that you don't want to see if you're Fairfield Union, is your emotions getting to you. I know that the scoreboard doesn't say what you wanted to say, however, don't let your emotions impact the game. A couple of things to note. Eli Dixon is back from injury, and it was nice to see him have that little handoff play. Colton Mathias and Paul Stenson, still one of the best running back duos I've seen, and Colton Mathias is only a sophomore. It's just insane. And that touchdown right there, it all came from Tanner Toth, junior linebacker, who's one of the best linebackers in the MVL, and his counterpart also happens to be on the other side of the field of him, actually, right next to him, Harrison Ratliff. So a lot going well for New Lex, and Fairfield Union has got to get their emotions under control. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says, you got to finish off strong and make your program proud. Sending it back to you guys.
Fourth quarter of action. 3rd and 17 after the personal foul on the Falcons. Here's Clark. He's got pressure. Rolling to his left. He'll just go down. Take the sack there. Big loss on third down.
Yeah. 39-0 to begin the fourth quarter. Running clock, and this New Lexington defense is still as relentless as they were in the first quarter.
Well, your guys' eyes are younger than mine. Was that Chase Schreiner?
I believe it was.
Nice job. Great pass rush. The quarterback made a couple moves. He didn't get faked out, stayed right with him. Nice play by the defensive lineman. Man, it is fourth and a new zip code for the Falcons.
Got another dangerous situation with
you bet.
Tyson Spicer planted at the 50-yard line. Like you said earlier, Coach, if he doesn't get much airtime under this and Spicer's able to field it.
So this one's away. He kicks it right at Spicer. And it just rolls.
That's okay. It gives him more room to run.
He takes it at the 30. Block in the back, clear as day.
I believe we're going to have a penalty on that one.
Yeah, that was very clear.
Tyson Spicer, 18, returns a kick.
So that'll move him back. Once again, I want to remind you, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Wichert Insurance in Somerset, a leading provider of personal and business insurance. So I'm sure if you're new Lex, obviously you don't want penalties, but, you know, the clock's ticking, you're moved back. Maybe the yardage is fine to just milk that clock away as you go down the field.
Well, you still don't want – I mean, that looked like a play on Sunday you see the guys in the NFL make.
Right.
They have a block in the back on every punt. But you still don't want to I mean, that was a costly mistake, blatant mistake, but it's not going to cost them the game or anything. But you may be right, Dylan. It just gives an extra 10 or 15 yards to run the ball around the park.
At what time do you think, maybe take the starters out of the game? You got a playoff game to think about, 39-point lead.
I was just looking out there to see who was coming out for this series, and Lane is out there at quarterback. But Colton Mathias looks to be in the backfield instead of Stinson.
And that is a give to Mathias.
Whew.
Wow. That's your big pancake tackle.
He was met in the hole by 57.
The guy in the unknown tackler.
He's the witness protection guy.
Bless his heart. He played a heck of a game. I apologize for not having his name to go with that number, but there's no 57 listed for Fairfield Union.
So 2nd down and 11.
So they moved their interior lineman down into the gaps now. They're going to try to blow through that gap.
And there is a give, Mathias. And he is hit after a gain of a few yards. I mentioned very quiet on the offense. Like, it's eerie almost.
Well, New Lexington football fans are very knowledgeable. I mean, this is not their first rodeo. I mean, they're a great fan base. They love their teams. They really love their football, and they know.
So 3rd down and 7. That clock continuing to run. Ratliff pitches out right. There goes Mathias, and a flag is down. So a play coming back. It was enough for a first down, but I have to hear the result of that play.
It looks like we've seen the last of Paul Stinson in all likelihood, and haven't seen Tyson Spicer or the rest of the regular cast of characters on the outside and the perimeter either on this series.
I'm going to see what they call it. They're pointing at the other guys. They're pointing at the Falcons.
Defensive holding on a running play?
Yep.
That's very rare to see that when it's not the ball's not airborne.
They must have not only held somebody, they must have stolen somebody's watch.
Yeah,
that's the biggest penalty I've ever seen.
That has to be egregious.
Could it be like a hands to face, maybe?
Nice word.
He's been reading his Webster.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I tell you.
See you, Ted.
We're going to take that dictionary away from you.
Yeah.
Make us look bad, man.
Don't know what you're doing in your free time with that thing.
So vocabulary up here.
So 1st down and 10 now after the penalty. Just letting that play clock go down. Still have 20 seconds to snap it. Ratliff's just taking his time.
You know, that's great if you're a wide receiver. But if you're a three-point offensive lineman, that running the clock down, you know.
This is like, you know, those drills in practice where you're just conditioning.
Coach, we can stand in the huddle for 30 seconds instead of, you know, me working on arthritis in my fingers.
No gain there on first down.
Well, that was the same play that Fairfield Union has run effectively tonight, that backside guard and tackle coming across on that little counter play. Well, that time they defended it very well, so they defended just about as well as they run it.
See, Eli Stevens kind of favoring one leg coming off the field.
I was wondering when they get him out. His consecutive run plays puts a lot of pressure on your offensive lineman. He's clearly your best lineman on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's a difference maker. One guy you can ill afford to lose. It's 75.
Looks like he just told Coach Board he's good, but I think he's going to sit him down. So here's a pitch. Matthias brought down.
And Eli, just a junior. You know, and a year ago he was listed at 6'3", 245. This year, 6'5", 275. So 2 inches and 40 pounds in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cheeseburgers, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice play at time by Camden Maynard. Stopped that play from being a first down. Third down, and looks like 1, 2, 3 yards to go.
So they got the ball with about 10 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter and just continuing to let that clock go down. Just 4 yards for the first here. Matthias again. Great blocking. He's got, I believe, enough for the first.
Nice cutback.
I'd love to see the official time of possession at the end of this game and see exactly how many minutes New Lex possessed the football.
Wow. No doubt.
It seems like all game long.
Yeah, it's
well,
been
looks
a clinic.
Looks like some pups are coming in now. There's 71 and number 60 coming in. 60 is Carter Simpson, a sophomore. 71 is Carter Dannison, a sophomore. I had a young man named Dannison played for me at Crooksville. He's last I heard, he was one of the strength coaches for the University of Alabama.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He's done time at Indiana, and I think he was at Michigan State for a while. Ricky Dannison. And Ricky looks like he gained about 50 pounds, and I should sue him for not weighing that much when he was a senior, but he pinched my head off when he did that.
So it looks like timeout New Lex there. They're trying to sub late, couldn't get enough on. So they wanted something going on there with what they want to do for the first down pickup.
Okay.
So we will send things down to Sam Roop, who's got more on the sideline. Sam, how's it going?
So I was able to speak with senior cornerback, Mr. Lockdown himself, Mason Ryder. And when I asked him about the game so far, he said, and I quote, "Our goal was that we were just going to come out and do our thing. Since week one, they've gotten a lot better, but we've also gotten a lot better. You know, we were just mentally prepared, physically prepared. Last week we took a bye week, and we took that time to get ready. But I mean, last time we were at Jim Rockwell Stadium, we took a loss. And we came to take that out on the chin, and we came out and just did exactly what we needed. We're going to fuel this fire into next week." Sending it back to you guys.
Cool.
All right, we're back here after the timeout. Look at the scores on your screen at the bottom. A lot of playoff action around here. Tri-Valley still up by 2 scores in their game against Hamilton Township. It's Wheelersburg over Morgan. Long drive there for Morgan.
Oh, my. It's all the way to the Ohio River.
A long drive from Hamilton Township to Dresden as well.
Right.
It's 2+ hours.
So 39-0 our score, running clock.
New quarterback.
And this is a give to the tailback. Great speed, but a hold. Gunner coming back. Gunner Patton on the carry. The freshman is 5'5", 135.
It does look like the last 2 remaining MVL teams are going to get dubs tonight if all these hold up. Tri-Valley does win. Their consolation prize is a a date with Bishop Watterson. Hey, take it what you will.
Well, the only game that looks like it could go either way at this point is East versus Unioto. Unioto has taken a 2-point lead. It's 14-12 now. And our board says it's third quarter, but it's hard to tell what time it could be there. But that would be the winner of that game plays here next week.
Correct, correct.
So just over 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. The outcome is decided already, it would appear. As there's a quick pitch. And blown up. Woo. Just a hard hit. The backfield as Patton is crushed.
Well, you know, that is a senior tackling a freshman, and that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Brady Andrews squashed Gunner on that play. But that's part of being a freshman. If you're going to get in the game on Friday night, the other team's going to leave their first team in, which, that's their last chance to play. If I was the coach at Fairfield Union, I'd have every senior I have on the team out there.
So second down and 20. Sam Hill, the new quarterback, in the shotgun. Pistol formation with 5 seconds on the play clock. High snap. He'll go right back to Patton. Patton, once again, he's just taking hits. Maybe it's a good thing, though. You mentioned the freshman in the ball game. Like, you get rocked a little bit on Friday night. It gives you confidence that you can, build on.
You know, I've always thought the best running backs think they should carry the ball every time. I think it's a waste of time to throw it to anyone, let anyone else carry the ball. Give me the football and let me win the game. And that's how Gunner runs the ball. I mean, he's running like the Super Bowl's here at stake. I like it. Keep giving it to him.
3rd and 17. They go right back to Patton. Patton running into a heap of defenders. And he is still fighting. And that kid does not go down. Short frame, we mentioned, just 5'5", 135.
His father, Kyle, played tailback for Crooksville when I was the head coach there. And Kyle, your son, runs a lot harder than you do.
Coach, I feel like you got connections all around the football world here. We could mention a special teams coach at some random Ohio school in the area or just anywhere in the state, and you're like, oh, well, I coached his nephew.
Yeah.
Well, my brother's head coach at Portsmouth. He's in the Ohio Football Hall of Fame as a coach, and Dan Johnson, our guest, is halftime.
Yeah.
We were all 3 teammates at Wilmington College, and so, yeah, you coach long enough, you come in contact with a lot of good people.
So turnover on downs as we will see this Fairfield Union offense. Only a couple more plays left in their season. It was a miraculous effort to end the year for them. We mentioned 5 straight wins, and they go on the road here against the top seed. It's a lot at stake there.
And defense is where this team has hung their hat this year. They held a Circleville team that you watched score 38 on Philo a week ago. They held them to 3.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that just puts into perspective what New Lexington's doing out here offensively.
Well, team speed, everybody kind of relates team speed to your offense. But team speed on defense is even more critical. I mean, you can stop so many things. If your kid's making a mistake, but he has the speed, he can make up for that technique error just with his speed. And these guys don't make many technique errors.
So new offense in here for Fairfield Union as there's a first carry of the game. And it's enough for a first down as we see Colton Bora check into the game.
Fresh legs right there.
Nice run.
Yep.
Colin Pike, the new quarterback. 2 freshmen into the game now for the Falcons.
Well, those guys out there on the field now for Fairfield Union, that's the scout team. And they take a lot of lumps during the regular season, practicing against the first-team kids offensively and defensively. And, it's pretty good of Coach Clark to put these kids in and let them get a little postseason play on a Friday night. Look out.
So staying on his feet and getting enough for a first down. Good shot there, Colin Pike.
That's probably going to do it.
Yeah, they don't have to run another play, and it doesn't look like there's any urgency to. As the New Lex sideline already lined up, and they will put this one into the victory column as a dominating win here after their loss just 2 weeks ago. They have a bye, and then they come out and dominate Fairfield Union 39-0, a lopsided shutout.
See everybody next weekend.
So
Never in doubt.
Right.
Never in doubt.
From the first whistle, they were able to take control of this game, went down and scored. And from then on out, it's been all New Lexington. But that will do it here from Jim Rockwell Stadium. We'll be back with the post game. And that will wrap it up. 39-0 our final. We'll be back. You can watch an OHSA playoff football right here on South 60 Films. Welcome back into the broadcast booth. A dominating win here for New Lexington. 39-0, the final score, alongside Ted Snyder and Coach Doug Clifford. You know, we're going to send things down. Coach Board, a very impressive performance here tonight with what he had offensively going, and the defense stepped up as well. We're going to send things down to Sam Roop, who's live with Coach Board after this win.
All right, I'm Sam Roop. I'm here with Coach Board. So, Coach, in our interviews, you've spoken a lot about how truly great postseason games can be, not only for success but also for development. How good was it to get some of the young guys in during that running clock, and how is it benefiting them in the long run?
It's huge, man. It's another week of development. They've got this will be week 3 of extra development this week coming up. So proud of our guys the way we played tonight, but it's great to get some of those guys some live game situations. Practice is one thing, being able to play a little bit's a lot different. So we always like to get our young guys in there late to get them some opportunities. So they went in and they performed pretty well.
Well, Coach, what was one thing that you think the team needs to work on to succeed next week?
Without looking at the film, I can't say. I mean, we just had a possession or two that could have been better. I think we had one possession in the red zone that we didn't come away with points with, but thought we played well. We forced turnovers on the defensive side. We did have one interception that was kind of a bad play, but it wasn't one of our base plays, so maybe something we shouldn't have ran. But overall, like I said, we're just going to continue to get better in all phases. We can never be satisfied with where we're at, so we're going to continue to be hungry, continue to climb.
Well, finally, Coach, what's your message to Panther Nation as you get ready to host another playoff game next week?
Hey, next week's the last game at the Rock. I know that the weather wasn't great tonight, but man, we got to get our fans here and be loud, make this a real home field advantage. Next week's going to be 1 versus either the 4 seed or the 5 seed. So we need our fans here. We need to be loud. We need to fill the hill. We need it all, right? So we can come out and play in front of home fans and really send our seniors out with a great last memory at the Rock.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to send it back to you guys up there.
All right, Sam, thank you. Take a look at some of these highlights here just to start the game. Look at the screen pass to Tyson Spicer.
Big pass rush. Middle screen kills the big pass rush.
So Spicer had himself a game in this one. So he went into the end zone there, but then they had more to their offense. This time we saw Paul Stenson, Ted.
Yeah, Stenson plunges in for the first of his 2 scores tonight.
So Stenson, yeah, he had 2 scores. He also had 2 scores back in week 1 against his team, despite not the best game on the ground. Here's a throw and catch. Spicer again. What can you say about this kid, Doug?
Well, you know, when you hit that kid on the run with the football and you're in the secondary, I bet your heart rate goes up to about 5,000 because you know you're not going to touch him if he's running like that. What an athlete.
So then we got to the second half of action. You know, things going a little bit awry. They tried going to Spicer, who could have had another touchdown there, but intercepted. Yep. So the one little mishap, you could say, from this New Lex offense was a tipped pick right there.
Yeah,
and
take him out of the lineup.
Yeah, what was he doing? So then we see the other tailback, Matthias, get into the end zone there as well. So just a complete effort in terms of what they had here tonight offensively. And then once again, there is the pay dirt. That one right there was Spicer. So, or rather, that one was Matthias. So, fellas, just looking at this win, you look at the New Lexington side. They host another game. Yep. You know, Coach Board mentioned he wants this place to be rocking. Obviously, every coach does with what they have heading into another home playoff game. But what does this mean for this town, Coach?
Oh, man. I mean, there's nothing more exciting than postseason play in football season because, you know, for years and years and years, we didn't have it in football. Basketball did. So now, you know, it's still fairly new, especially with all the different teams that make it, 12 teams in. Yeah, they had a parade with fire trucks and the state patrol and police. I thought I was going to jail when I was coming back from Columbus today, and it was a parade for the kids. So town's fired up, and they're great fans here.
Yep.
There are. And then, Ted, you know, looking at next week and, you know, transitioning another week of the playoffs, you came out of here, you know, healthy, and you dominated both sides of the ball. How do you keep these kids fired up to go into another playoff game like that after a dominating performance?
I think these kids are ready to play a game every single day. I think that's their mentality. They're chomping at the bit to get out there on Friday, but next Friday is going to have a little bit of different feel. You're going to face either a 4 or 5 seed, either an 11-0 Unioto team or an 11-1 East team. So you're going to have your hands full next week.
You know, one more thing we want to hit on before we wrap things up here. Coach, we talked about it ad nauseum, the kicking game. They were able to put one through the uprights, but they were 1 for 3 with a block and a miss on the other 2 attempts. What can you, like, he mentioned 11-win teams coming to town next week. How are you able to fix that in 1 week?
Work on your 2-point plays.
Yeah.
Work on the 2-point plays. If you know your kicker is inconsistent and you need those extra points, Work on your 2-point plays.
Yeah, that's something. You just add the points up.
Yep.
At the end of the day, if you're 50%, you're getting those points back both times you go down and score. But that'll do it here from the Rock. 39-0 over Fairfield Union. New Lex goes to work against the Falcons, and they are able to come out on top. They'll be right back here, and we're hoping to do the same next week as they have another matchup here in the playoffs. But for Ted Snyder and Coach Doug Clifford, Dylan Kern signing off saying thank you for watching OHSA playoff football right here on South 60 Films.